Welcome back to a brand new Civ 6 or Civilization 6 video. Today we're not looking at who's better than the other, which leader is stronger, what secret strategies, tips, no. Today we're only going to be looking at the attire the leader is wearing. We're all about that drip, baby. Today we're going to go through every Civ in the game, look at their attire, and then rank them on a Civilization 6 tier list. We get the fire emoji, dripped out, acceptable attire, what the fuck are you wearing, get a refund, and finally homeless 11s. We're looking for people who are so dripped out they could flood Japan in the next hurricane. But yeah, if you do enjoy, as always, leave a like and subscribe and let me know who I put too high or too low down below in the comments. Without further ado, let's get started with the Holy Roman Emperor, Germany. Now, the problem with Germany is the fact he doesn't necessarily look like an emperor. If I looked at him, I'd probably look like a red-headed hobo who's trying to beg in front of the local Kroger. He does have some mail plate that his mom probably got for him and said, "You'll grow into it." He also looks like he's trying to recreate the Pythagorean theorem with his beard. Got that nice little triangle going. He has a club over here, not necessarily sure what it's for. It could be to beat the bad guys like Batman and petty crimes, or it could be used as a pegging device. He might have a small ween, of course. We're not going to shame anyone here. Finally, his cap kind of looks like the Jewish caps they wear, except this time it's red and gold, I guess. It doesn't necessarily look like a crown. When I look at him, I'd probably think he's some sort of exotic religion or some shit, not the Holy Roman Emperor. So overall, we aren't going to give him too high a ranking. He's going to be a what the fuck are you wearing type tier. Not necessarily the best, but he isn't necessarily terrible, I would say. After that, we get Wilhelmina. Now, the thing with Wilhelmina, if I can actually open the goddamn thing, is the fact that she kind of looks like a high school varsity pro footballer, fucking whatever, you know, the ones who are working at Walmart 40 years later, talking about how they used to be fucking first team quarterback or whatever, and she's still trying to fit into her old varsity jacket. She's got to get a new jacket. Definitely too small is what I'm trying to say. Aside from that, the hat kind of looks good. It looks like the difference between a Mexican sombrero, a combination between that as well as a regular sundress hat. She does have the umbrella. She's got the Nanny McPhee cosplay going on, no doubt about it, and if it was a cosplay contest, she'd definitely get S tier, but it's the drip tier list. Aside from that, her 15 chins kind of look like storage facilities. You reach in and bring out an artifact from the 1870s or some shit. So overall, I think I am going to give her another... We'll give her a what the fuck are you wearing, alright? She's okay. She's not too bad. Maybe a little small on her, but she's definitely a solid what the fuck are you wearing tier. After that, we get Mastodon. Now, Mastodon simultaneously looks like someone you'd want to punch in the face, or you're going to be horny towards him, sometimes both. He does have a really nice smile, it's all white over there, and he does have a pretty cool golden lion helmet, although that kind of looks like something you'd wear in your middle school edgy phase. Aside from that, he does have a really nice breastplate, not going to lie, although 5 pounds over the limit, and he probably won't fit into that anymore. Overall, we are going to go ahead and give him a, I'd say, acceptable attire tier. He's not necessarily dripped out. He's looking fine. He's got that long hair going, complementing everything together, but he isn't necessarily fire or dripped out, in my opinion. After this, we got Chad Regupta. I already know where he's going. We don't even have to look, but I guess we might as well for those of you mortals who've forgotten about what he looks like. First off, he's got the stash that can either be a pedo stash or the fun uncle stash, no in-betweens, and he's definitely not crossing the line. That's a really nice damn stash. Aside from that, he's wearing 15 kilograms of pure gold on his neck, just to show you that he never skips back day. He also has those shoulder girdles, bicep girdles or whatever, to hide the muscles to not embarrass men within a 15-mile radius, and his hat looks pretty damn cool. I know I'll probably get canceled on Twitter for calling it a hat, not sure what that is, but whatever it is, I like it. He does sort of have the rushed, I'm going to be late for the photo shoot scarf inside of his belt, so we do have to dock points for that, but the gold Gucci belt is definitely in the S+ tier, undoubtedly. The only problem with Chad Regupta's attire is if a girlfriend looks over your shoulder and sees him, she'll probably book an express ticket to India just to see if she can replicate the same person. But yeah, overall, it's S tier. Fire tier, absolutely incredible. Next up, we get Kimchi Wang. Now, the thing about Kimchi Wang is he's the Emperor of China, so you would think he would be absolutely flooded, but he's not. Alright, he does have a dragon here. It looks like it's giving him a constant blowjob or something. Not necessarily sure if that's a Chinese tradition or whatever, but it is definitely something that intrigues me. Aside from that, his hat looks pretty cool, although it does kind of look like a birdhouse in a way. See where the birds can stand on the sides and then protect themselves from the rain, and maybe they go inside to sleep during night. I'm not too sure if he was a bird collector in his own time. It also kind of looks like the whole sunroof thing, or the sun protection you have in your car where you like pull it down and block the sun. Sun blocker, excuse me, so I guess it is practically useful. He is wearing a lot of silk, although it does look like it is a little too big for him. I'm not sure if he's been losing weight or if he knows he's going to gain some more. He is the emperor after all. Overall, I would say I'd give him acceptable attire. He's not necessarily dripped out, I'd personally say, but he's definitely something. I could see myself leaving the house wearing that. Next up, we got Gorgo. Now, Gorgo, I'm not necessarily sure what she wears. Hold on. She's got a spear over here. That's pretty threatening, I guess. She also has the same bicep girdles as Chad Regupta. Not as big, obviously, but she'd still be able to dominate me in any arm wrestle any day, or just dominate me in general. Come at me. But aside from that, she does sort of have the, I guess, serpent locks keeping her dress up, which is cool, I guess, and the dress itself isn't anything too crazy. She also has the earring loopies, not necessarily my style of preference necessarily, but I do understand why people would like that, so I would say all in all, I am also going to give her acceptable attire. It's nothing crazy, okay, but it's definitely something you can go out in public with and not get mocked for. After that, we get Trajan of Rome. Now, Trajan does kind of look like he's about to go and revoke Roe versus Wade again, or about to go into the U.S. congressman session and take a $50 million donation from Big Oil to not go up against climate change or some shit. I don't know, he looks like a U.S. congressman to me. But he is wearing the Caesar crown over here just to show he is really the emperor. Kind of like the thing you get when you reform the Roman Empire in Hoi 4 and you get the little Mussolini crown. Aside from that, his chest plate does look glorious. He has his face on it with wings. Not necessarily sure if his head is detachable and it can fly, but he gets bonus points for that if it is the case. Sword looks pretty cool, and he is wearing short sleeves, so not necessarily professional, but not unprofessional at the same time. Like, he looks like he's about to go ahead and pass a law for the Roman Senate at 6 before partying at 9 after he takes off the armor. So all in all, I will go ahead and actually give him dripped out. He is definitely dripping a little bit. Gotta be careful. He is in the out of pool or just coming in when the rain starts type of drip. So nothing too crazy, of course, but it's still very, very good. After that, we get Montezuma. Now, the thing about Montezuma is it's foreign attire, so we can't necessarily equate it to Western or even modern standards or whatever. But looking at it right now, he does kind of look like a peacock a little bit. I don't know if his attire just got him picking leaves and picking the best ones and just putting them in his head or something, in his back. I really don't know how to feel about this, honestly. His earrings do look kind of pretty big. I don't even know how his head's able to support that. I don't know how his neck's able to support that, if I'm being honest. He does have a pretty cool staff. All in all, it's a what the fuck are you wearing tier. It's a what the fuck. It's mid, I guess. I guess I could see acceptable. No, I can't. I'd probably ask him to get a refund, actually, but we'll give him a what the fuck. Next leader we have is going to be Jay of Armin, whose half his face looks like it went through a stroke, honestly, but not like one side of his face. I'm talking about like bits and pieces from each side to leave him looking kind of like the Elephant Man. He is rocking a nice dad bod over here, and I think it really does go well with the attire. He is wearing some nice silk garments, undoubtedly. He also has a very nice shoulder piece, I'm assuming. Kind of looks like when you're trying to create a character in Bannerlord or something and you just forget to put on a shirt. He is wearing some nice bicep necklaces, though. They are pretty good. He is a pretty strong guy, undoubtedly. He could probably crush my head like a turtwig or some shit. Aside from that, he does have bottle plug earrings, which they look kind of weird to me at first, but they have grown on me. They are looking pretty cool. He's also representing Firaxis with that wristwatch. All in all, he is looking pretty fresh. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna put him in acceptable attire tier. Definitely something you could see yourself walking out with. After this, we have Packet Cutie, if my shit could open. Packet Cutie he is pretty good as the Incan leader. Although looking at it, he does have a cape that probably doesn't need to be there. He has some nice flowing hair at the same time while having a jawline that looks like it could break titanium. I'm pretty sure what he is having in his hands isn't a dildo nor a vibrator. I do assume it's some sort of ancient Incan weapon that can kill a couple people at least. He is also wearing sort of Montezuma's but less on crack type of headpiece with the grass coming out of it. I like it. I really do like it. He's also representing his clan, his gang with his totem necklace thing. Definitely need a strong neck for that, and he definitely has one. I think the thing with Bakacutie is his attire isn't necessarily good, but it works for what he's going for. So we are going to go ahead and give him the dripped out tier. He is definitely dripping just a touch. After this, we get Bull Moose Teddy. Or, I think it's, yeah, Bull Moose Teddy. Alright. He does have a massive Stalin stash that looks like it was crafted by the ghost of Stalin's barber himself, wearing some nice monocles and just a regular suit. Really nothing to see here. The man's wearing a suit. I guess we'll give it acceptable attire, but it's not really necessarily dripped out or anything. It's just average, probably. Next up, we get Hungry Matthias Corvinus. Now, I am expecting big things out of Matthias, undoubtedly. I personally am not homosexual, however, this might turn me to the other side, if we're being honest. Over here, he has these nice shoulder paddles that, but unlike Frederick, they are fitting his size. He also has protection in the inner areas of his elbows, so no stray Achilles shot is going to knock him out through there. He's got a nice small dagger, and he's wearing blue with an absolutely beautiful cloaked cape, kind of looking like the Nightingale warrior from Skyrim in a way, and he does have the Caesar crown as well, and might I say he is wearing it better than the Caesar himself. So all in all, he is going to go in the absolutely fire top S tier. The man is absolutely flooding the next Haitian earthquake. After that, we get a Minotaur. Now, the thing about a Minotaur is, again, not necessarily sure what the cultural customs of the time were. She does look like she has a staff that came out of Skyrim, honestly, and is about to expecto Matronum my ass. Aside from that, she does also have the reverse avatar, the Last Airbender arrow, and she also has it on a gold crown, so you could definitely tell she is a woman of culture. She's also wearing really nice silk and gold and all that, and it really just works. The big earrings as well definitely work for her, physique, I'd say. So I am definitely going to give her a dripped out. I do want to give her the fire tier, but I feel like she is just, you know what, we're going to give it to her. Screw it. We're going to give her the absolute fire tier. She is most definitely dripped out, undoubtedly one of the most drippy leaders in Civ 6. We get Koopa after this. Now, Koopa, I don't know about Koopa, man. He seems like a guy who just woke up in another world and decided to just lead the Maui or something. He is wearing that fur version of the sleep thing you have on the airplane, you know, the little pillow thing that lies around your neck. Aside from that, he is shirtless, but he definitely looks like he could crush my head like a walnut. His face tattoos aren't personally my style, although I could see what you would find attractive. No, I couldn't, honestly. They're really not my thing. It probably docks him a couple points, honestly. He is keeping his panties on with a couple ropes, I'd say, so he really doesn't care too much about his attire, it seems like. I like the shoulder fur, undoubtedly, so he is going to get a what the fuck tier instead of acceptable attire. But, yeah, he looks pretty good, I'd say. Not the worst or anything. After that, we get Yad Vega, as my chat likes to call, make fun of me for pronouncing her name wrong. And as much as I am going to try right now to resist the sudden urge to end the video and start making a goddamn milk farm, I am going to just try to be as objective as possible. She does have the choker necklace over there. She kind of looks like a dinosaur's neck, like a velociraptor or something, so I'm hoping that doesn't break her windpipe or anything. Aside from that, she does have 2 gold, one for the necklace and another around the waistband. Aside from that, her crown looks big as hell on her. I don't know about that, though I do like the purple and red mini dress she has, as well as the cape she's got going on. Probably get the best staff in the game too. Nothing too crazy, but you can see sort of like rose petals, I guess, coming out of it. Not really sure what that's supposed to be. And the shoulder length haircut definitely works for her physique. So I am going to go ahead and give her the dripped out tier. Nothing too crazy, but again, nothing too insane or bad anyway. It's really weird. She dripped out, right? I don't know why I keep explaining. She's dripped out. Next up, we get Gandhi. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if he was the one who started the whole, I guess, toilet paper roll when Corona started, but he's definitely got more than enough to last himself for a year. I don't know what the hell he's wearing. He just got some cloth, he just got a curtain and decided to put it over him, I guess. His glasses look nice. He does have a pretty cool mustache again. He is bald, although he is rocking the bald man trying to not give up the last strands of their hair look, and he has a stick. I really don't know what to say here. I don't think anyone's going to complain when I put him in the homeless 11s tier. Really got nothing going on for him, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I could see get a refund maybe if you really are into the gold glasses. You know what? He does have the gold glasses. We'll give him in the get a refund tier. Might have to. It's definitely in between. We'll see how the other leaders are. Keep him in homeless 11s, but we'll see how the other leaders pan out. After that, we get Mansa Musa. Now, don't be alarmed by his Reddit moderator looking ass. He is actually rich and successful. And oh my goodness, look at all this. All this gold he has around his fingers, his bracelets, not to mention he's wearing those gold buttons on his shirt, and he's got a whole ass other coat over it. He's wearing short sleeves, again, kind of like Trajan in a way, except this guy's partying all day and night, doesn't even have time to shave his beard at all, but it is a really good look on him, especially with the gold version of the Arab/Ottoman cap you have going on. Overall, I'd say it's acceptable attire. It's, again, nothing too crazy. It's not in the what the fuck are you wearing tier. It's good. It's strategic. It's something that I would not be surprised if someone decided to go out and wear. I'm going to give him the acceptable attire tier. After that, we get Georgia Tamar. Now, I'm not necessarily sure how Tamar has never really focused on her. She does look like she did sort of clip on the shoulder girdle in a way, just like went around her neck as like a big necklace, I guess. So I guess we'll count that as a big necklace. She also does have the mom come do my hair, I'm going to a friend's sleepover party going on. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's the drippiest, but with these gold hair locks, I'd say they definitely work in her favor. She also has the blue coat, as well as the gems down the middle, and as well the shoulder wrists. Not to mention the crown is very, very nice. It's definitely appropriately sized, and something I could see a king/queen, I'm not necessarily sure what they call Tamar, wearing. So overall, I am going to go ahead and give her another dripped out tier. She's definitely icy with it, and yeah, pretty much. Next up, we get Gilga Chad. Now, the man does have a very massive beard, so I am expecting great things out of him. Gilgamesh is a great friend in real life as well as in-game here. Now, he is sort of wearing the cloth, not really too big a fan of it. It does look a little big on him. I'm not really sure if he's got a wedgie and he's trying to, like, extend it out or something, but does look like a little big for him. He does have the big-ass necklace, biggest in the game, going for him as well. Not even sure how the hell he's able to keep that up until I realized that he's a TheCivLifeR subscriber, undoubtedly. His neck's probably thicker than most people's hamstrings. Aside from that, he does have a little, I guess, the Bakugan launcher back when that game was popular. Looks like he's about to bring out Drago or some shit. And he is muscular as hell, undoubtedly. He does have a pretty nice cap. It does fit in really nicely. Kind of makes the beard look a little bigger than it should be. So I don't think he's going to be in the fire tier, but he is... We'll put him in acceptable attire, I think. I don't really necessarily like the cloth he's got going on, and again, not really sure if it's digging into his butthole and he's trying to pull it out, or if it really is that big on him, but overall, I think I am going to put him in the acceptable attire tier. After that, we get Robert the Bruce of Scotland. Now, a much more modern leader, I would think, at least for, I guess, modern dress standards. He is wearing a cape. He is wearing the Scottish logo on his front thing. Looks like he's about to play for the Liverpool or some shit. I'm not sure what team is in Scotland. I'm not really up to date in my English geography. But, yeah, it looks like he's about to play a nice soccer game or football or whatever you want to call it. He does have a pretty nice crown. It's sized, and unlike Gilgamesh, his beard and his hair is absolutely perfect. Kind of looks like Pedro in a way, except he looks a little meaner than Pedro, so that might bring the ranking down a little bit. All in all, again, it's going to be acceptable attire. It's something you could see someone wearing, I suppose. And actually, I think I'm going to remove the get a refund tier. I don't think it's necessary. I think homeless 11s is more than enough for me to properly rate everybody. But yeah, Scotland is going to be in C tier, acceptable attire, B tier, excuse me. After that, we get Cleopatra. Now, the thing about Cleopatra is I wouldn't be surprised. She kind of looks like the ads you get when you're watching illegal streaming sites where it's like horny singles in your area are waiting for you. Spoiler alert, I know from experience that they are not waiting for you, and it is, in fact, a lie. But she does have the nice eye mascara going on, undoubtedly. Could definitely see why Caesar fell for this. Both Caesars, actually. But yeah, she's definitely dripped out, undoubtedly. She get a little bit of a window going in through the house. She's got the wristbands, different styles, I guess, both on wrists. I'm not necessarily a fan of that, but it definitely looks really nice individually, so we're not going to take any points off for that. She does also have a red tie-your sweatshirt around the waist type of thing when it's too hot outside, and her crown is absolutely incredible. It's very unique, and it definitely works out for her. She also has the earrings, hair cut a little bit short, can't necessarily see. It seems like it works. I do think it works a little bit. Nothing too crazy, nothing too dripped out, I guess. And then you have the Tamar shoulder girdle that you strap onto the back. All in all, really no complaints over here. She definitely gets the dripped out tier. I don't think it's enough to get the fire emoji tier. Not necessarily. I could see why you'd put her there. So she's definitely going to be a little bit on the edge. Depending on how the rest of the tier list goes out, we'll revisit Cleopatra. After that, we get Pericles. This should be an easy one. The man absolutely has no style whatsoever. The man's wearing a couple cloths, and he has like a weird-ass helmet that kind of looks like the Bannerlord logo up front. He also has a map on one hand and bags in the other, so you know he's all about that grind, not the drip. I can respect that. Also, he hasn't shaved in months. Again, this guy's probably going to be in the Homeless 11s tier. Next up, we get Catherine de Medici. Now, it's Black Queen Catherine. We'll rank both Catherines. It's just, she's wearing a black dress. She's wearing a black dress. There's nothing going. She has a headpiece. She has some wine in the right-handers. There's really nothing going on here. She's just gonna get a, I guess, she's gonna get a what the fuck tier, I suppose. What are you wearing? She just has a dress with big shoulders. That's all I can say about her. After this, we get John Curtin. That right there is going to be another easy one. Now, the thing about John Curtin, I'd say is probably acceptable attire. Again, look at that. It's just a suit. It's a suit. Well, you know what? He does have the tie going in the window. Not to mention he's got the gold glasses as well as the Outback Tycoon hat. It's normal, I guess. I'll put him in the dripped out tier. The man's definitely having some of that drip. Nothing too crazy. He's probably in the lower end of that tier, maybe even acceptable attire. But again, I would put him in the dripped out tier. After this, we get Suleiman the Magnificent. Now, the thing with Suleiman is if he was wearing the big onion hat from Civ 5, that is the easiest SSS plus tier in my life, god damn it. Absolutely sensational. This one's nice, I guess. He does have the hair coming out from the corpses of his enemies, not to mention the jewels. The rest of it is fine, I guess. He is instead wearing a big, I guess, weight pad around his waist. He might be doing squat day today or something. I'm not necessarily certain. And his cloth looks pretty good. He does have some gold going on as well. All in all, again, he's going to get acceptable attire. Nothing too crazy. After this, we got Hojo Toki Moon. Hojo, the thing about Hojo I've always thought is he is wearing like one of those party hats that you get at a friend's birthday party. We can find him over here. He's definitely wearing that. He does have a pretty nice, I'm not necessarily sure what that's called, but he's got the big shoulder blades as well. Got the samurai sword, and he's got normal samurai attire with the party hat. Can't really go too wrong with that. Give him a what the fuck are you wearing tier, because it does look like he might have came here after going to a friend's birthday party, or a niece's or something like that. But all in all, nothing really good, but nothing too bad. After this, we get Siondiak. Now, Siondiak, I actually haven't paid too much attention to what... Okay. The crown is definitely A tier, and then the rest of it is just... What are you doing with yourself? That's going to average out to an easy acceptable attire tier. She really got the entire headgear done. Probably takes 90% of her day, and then the robes, I guess, are just a little bit of a throw-on, probably. After that, we get Invimba Nzinga. Now, where is he on the list? There you are. Again, he is wearing he's got a pretty cool staff with feathers on it. He looks like a peacock, but he definitely looks like a much better peacock than Montezuma, undoubtedly. He's wearing the wool cap, it seems like, as well. He's definitely got that Dilf vibes going on, undoubtedly. He kind of looks like that one old guy. God damn it, what's his name? Morgan Freeman, excuse me. Definitely looks like Morgan Freeman if he was born in the Congo, I guess. He does have a really nice clip-on shoulder things. He does have... The rest of it isn't really too good, so I will give him acceptable attire tier. If he had a better, I guess, shirt or whatever, he would definitely get dripped out or the fire emoji tier, undoubtedly. After this, we get Shaka. The man's wearing earmuffs. That's an absolute S tier right there. He's got the bones of the teeth of the tiger he definitely took out single-handedly, undoubtedly TheCivLifeR subscriber levels. He's got some nice gold going on. He's got the bicep broker. He's got a spear going on. He also has the fanny pack. That's a real fashionista statement. I'm sorry, man. This guy's going in the fire emoji tier. The earmuffs and the fanny pack... Woo! That is an absolutely disgusting combination. So bad that it actually works, and he's going in the top tier. After this, we get Peter of Russia. Now, the thing about Peter, if I can find him, of course, and don't spend hours looking for him. He does have the whole, like, fancy upper-class Englishman neck thing going on. I'm not sure what that's called. He also does have the Wario stash. I'm not gonna lie, that shit could probably dance. Kind of looks like a caterpillar in a way, but making him look like Wario from Mario if he lost weight. But undoubtedly, that right there fits the entire aesthetic he's got going on right here. Green, red, gold to show he's royalty, and I'm assuming he definitely keeps that strap on him. That's why he's got the big-ass robe on him. Undoubtedly with the gold threads and the neck thing. I'm not really sure if that's a big choker, if he's just got, like, cotton up there. I'm not sure. He might have went through an accident and gotten, like, his neck broken and needed a cast or something. All in all, he is going to go ahead and get the dripped out tier. Definitely looking drippy. Not top tier, of course, but A tier is comfortable for him. After this, we get Genghis Khan. He does have the evil goatee stash going on, looking like the next threat the Avengers are going to have to face. And considering what he did in real life, I would say they would need a lot more help than the Avengers. Man single-handedly fulfilled the Green Party's prophecy, their entire agenda, like a couple years by wiping out half the planet. Man's really Thanos in the Green Party in real life. Drip-wise, though, it's nothing too crazy. He's got the shoulder girdle going on. He's got some of the regular Mongol steppe attire. Sounds pretty cool, I guess. And goatee really makes everything work. So overall, I would say it was probably a what the fuck are you doing tier. But with everything going on, including the goatee, that's definitely acceptable attire, undoubtedly. After this, we get Cyrus of Persia. Now, surprisingly, he isn't just surprising in Surprise Wars, he also surprises you with the stealthy amount of drip he's got. Now, he has cotton, of course. He does also have what looks to be Sumeria's logo on his shirt as well. Not only that, but he does have a little leather armor on top, and he has some gold, just to show, you know, he isn't too, I guess, arrogant or whatever, showing off his wealth. He's not a rice gum type of character, but he is definitely showing you that he's definitely all that with his crown over here. And he also has a really nice trimmed beard. Undoubtedly, this guy is most definitely going in the dripped out tier. Definitely sneakily amount of drip. One look, and if you look away, you'd probably like, he doesn't look too good. But overall, he is definitely one of the more drippy leaders in Civ. Next up, we get Wilfred Laurier of Canada. Now, Wilfred Laurier, he looks pretty good, right? He does look pretty good. Again, it's kind of like Scotland and Teddy Bullmoose, and he's too modern, and he doesn't look too good. So we're going to give him a acceptable attire tier. He's just an average person, I guess. Next, we get Poundmaker. Again, Poundmaker is the exact same thing at this point as Wilfred Laurier, surprisingly. I know. He's just wearing normal clothes, I guess. He does also have some of his gang painted on him, so I guess he'll get points for that. But again, nothing too much. He's going to be an acceptable attire tier. After this, we get Eleanor of France. Now, with Eleanor, we'll do both France and England right now, I guess. They're both the same thing. They do look like they're the type of people who laugh at 69 jokes, considering the fact that both their gold things kind of look like a penis that's flaccid if you kind of squint a little bit and just use your imagination. Aside from that, England definitely gets a boost. The flower petals on the head are definitely better than the crown. That kind of looks like it wasn't necessarily made for you. And then the dress just looks average, I guess. The English one looks a little better, kind of the floppy, running across the floor type of dress that the English definitely wore. So I'm going to give English Eleanor dripped out, and then French Eleanor's going to get average, and then we have another English Eleanor somehow. It's the same thing, I guess, same person. We'll just keep her here, I guess. Who cares? And then after that, we get possibly the most dripped out leader in Civilization 6. There's a reason I call him Drip Dro. We are talking about Pedro. I mean, dear lord. Not only does he have the perfectly trimmed Arab Allahu Akbar type of beard, but he also has the stash to go along with it, and the shoulder pads. Not only that, his animation in-game is him actually dusting off his attire, and the I'm sorry. Enough said at this point. We're going to add a row below, alright? I guess we're going to add a row above, and we're not even going to name it, alright? Drip Dro can name it. This is his tier. He can do whatever he wants with it. He's definitely the most dripped in Civ 6, undoubtedly. After this, we are also going to go to Guitarja. Now, Guitarja's fine. Guitarja's fine. I don't know how the hell she's keeping up that dress. At first, I thought it was inertia, but then I thought, you know, I'm not a physics major, so I have no idea what inertia even is. So I am assuming that she is currently lactating a sticky substance, and that right there is what's kind of sticking the dress up to her. She's definitely well endowed in the mid-breast region, and it definitely works. She's got the flower petals. She just has a big-ass crown, but it isn't too big on her, and that's definitely the key. You never want anything that's too big. She has 2 necklaces because 1 isn't enough for an absolute dripped-out leader like her. I'm sorry, she is definitely drippy as hell. That's definitely a fire tier. She is close to the Dripdro tier, undoubtedly, definitely the female version of Dripdro, but overall, I would give her the fire emoji tier. Definitely looking good, but nothing too crazy. Latoro's next. Latoro, I'm not going to say anything, not until I look. Okay. He definitely looks like he is about to go to, he definitely looks like a surfer, alright? He looks like a surfer. In Hawaii probably is where you'd find someone wearing that. I'm sorry, I can't. He's getting the homeless 11. He doesn't make the no shirt not wear. It's not like Chad Regupta. He's getting the homeless 11 tier. After this, we get Christina. Now, Christina does kind of look like she failed to iron half her hair. Just went a little bit and said, I want to go back to my books. And then her black dress, again, it's just average. She has a book. I don't know what to do with the book. The book doesn't count. You read books. You don't put them in a drip tier list. She's getting the homeless 11 again. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell we'll be nice. We'll give her the what the fuck tier. All right, we'll give her the what are you wearing. We'll give her that tier. Next up, we get Dido. This is kind of a speed round right now, but there really isn't too much to say about it. She's got gold and she's got an average dress with blue ribbons. I don't know if people are getting lazy or whatnot. I'll give her a what are you wearing? She's got gold. We'll give her acceptable attire. I guess it's something acceptable, nothing too crazy. After this, we get Cynthia. Again, it does seem like she is going to join Tamar in the girls' sleepover. That's what the hairstyle is telling me. She's wearing some gold, but the reflective pattern really doesn't work for me, I suppose. And I guess this is my tier list. I really don't know where to put her. She's either going to go in the acceptable attire or what the fuck tier. Put her in acceptable attire because I think, yeah, she doesn't work like Georgia does, I'd say, but she is definitely acceptable, undoubtedly. After this, we get Philip of Spain. Now, the thing about Philip is, well, he is a Habsburg, so I would understand if some sort of genetic deformation made his shoulders a lot bigger than normal, and that's why he needs these poofy shoulders. Also, he's either got a really big dong, or the same genetic abnormality definitely affected his quadriceps region. Aside from that, he's just wearing armor, I guess. It does look nicely fitted, unlike Frederick, so I'll give him that. He also has a really good beard, although it does look like he's compensating, trying to get a jaw that looks like a TheCivLifeR subscriber. I'm assuming his Habsburg genetics haven't given him the jaw he would normally get in this instance. He also has the thing around his neck. It's acceptable attire. Nothing too crazy, nothing that makes me go, ooh, monkey sounds or anything, but he's definitely alright. Let's go for a little speed round right now. I don't want this video to get to 40 minutes. Let's start with Harold Hardrada. Now, Harold right now doesn't necessarily, he looks like a Viking. Looks like a Viking. That's all I can say about it. He has a nice helmet, nice, things. Pretty nice cape as well. We're going to give him dripped out. After this, we get Saladin looking like Jafar from the Aladdin movie. Saladin is most definitely dripped out, undoubtedly. He's got the little poofy shoulder things. He's got the really nice airhead thing up top, as well as the pointy thing as well, and the beard definitely works out for it. The man's definitely dripped out as well. Him and Harold are the probably exact same. We get Victoria of England afterwards. Now, the thing with Victoria... Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Oh, that's drip. That is drip, 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 drip. Not necessarily fire tier, but definitely in the dripped out tier as well. No doubt about it. That is drip right there. I thought I was going to have to put her in acceptable attire, but apparently I wasn't paying attention. That is, you know what? I'm going to give her the fire tier. Screw it. We're going to put her in the fire tier because that's where she deserves. She is definitely wearing the drip. After this, we get Lady Thick Thighs. I mean, Six Guys. And, let's see. Well... acceptable attire is probably where I'd put her. Nothing really stands out. She just, again, had the whole peacock thing that most Native Americans have, aside from Poundmaker for some reason. And again, she does have a dress, kind of like Guitar's, but it's held up by this thing over here. And the necklace is pretty good, as well as a spear. So I think the acceptable attire is where we'll put her. After this, we get Simon Bolivar, who really tried to emulate the positive effects of Driptro, I would say, but he didn't really get close. He doesn't have the medals, he doesn't have the beard, he has some sideburns that kind of look like he's out of a 1970s sci-fi movie, and the shoulder things are pretty nice. Overall, he is going to get a acceptable attire tier, nowhere near Driptro's level. Menelik is next. Menelik's next. His hat is undoubtedly in the S tier, no doubt about that, but where does everything else stack up? Well, everything... I mean, he's just wearing a robe, I guess. I mean, we'll give him a what are you wearing tier. It's nothing. He's got a top hat and a robe. Top hat alone's S tier. I'm probably carrying him in this instant, but he's definitely wearing a what the fuck are you wearing tier, kind of like Christina. After this, we get Catherine Magnificence, looking like she's going through her own midlife crisis at this point, trying to figure out what the youngsters are wearing. She probably heard what I said about Black Queen and came back with this. Feathers on her head are looking good. The gold chastity cage she has on top for her hair kind of looks weird. Kind of looks like a shower thing you do to like protect your hair from the shower for some reason. Aside from that, she's wearing a mask, definitely going to the Dishonored Ball quest line. And then she has the neck thing. Again, that is going to be another acceptable You know what? We're going to call it dripped out. Chastity cage definitely helps her out in that regard, but she's definitely on the border. After this, we get Rough Rider Teddy. Now, Rough Rider Teddy... where is Rough Rider Teddy? There he is. He looks like he's out and he's hunting for blood right now. Definitely looking for some Mexicans to fuck up again. His cowboy hat looks like he sat on it for a little too long and was bent out of shape. But aside from that, him and his overalls really aren't looking too good. That's definitely a what the fuck are you wearing tier, undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. Two poor showings from Frederick for the most part, from, Roosevelt for the most part. Nothing too crazy, but nothing really too bad. He's average, I guess. Overall, acceptable attire. After this, we get Basil, the Civ 6 Dilf himself. Now, the thing with Basil is that his chest plate looks pretty nice, his crown looks pretty good, but I feel like those individually don't mesh well together. I'm not certain. He definitely has somehow not going through balding at his old age, so that definitely is bonus points. Most of the time, this would be a fire, but I'm definitely not feeling that as well for Basil, so he's definitely getting the dripped out tier instead. Next up, we get Ambiorix. Ambiorix does look like he has... his mustache is a little too big, and he's not wearing a shirt. There's really nothing to say about Ambiorix. He's got a rope around his neck. He probably saw I like Yad Vega's choker and tried to do the exact same thing. And he's wearing a ponytail, so overall I think he is getting a what the fuck are you wearing tier, because he is not... Actually, he's getting homeless 11s. He's not wearing anything. If anyone was a homeless 11, it is definitely Ambiorix. After this, we get Babylon, Hammurabi. Now, the thing with Hammurabi... he definitely curled his beard, undoubtedly, and he definitely has a thick head full of hair along with his eyebrows, but he's wearing a couple carpets. I think overall it's going to be another acceptable attire tier, nothing too crazy, nothing to comment about too much. Patrio's next. Vietnam right now is... It's acceptable attire. Again, there's really nothing to say. It's nice, but it's not anything... Actually, that's a what the fuck are you wearing? It's literally just wearing a robe. It's kind of like men, like you're just doing the exact same thing. Next, we get the Kublai Khans, both of them. Kublai Khans, it's the same thing, but like a different skin that Riot Games would sell you for like $50 on Valorant. So I guess I'll rank them both around the same. Just wearing a robe. Again, what is it with all these new Frontier Pass leaders wearing robes? It's definitely a what the fuck are you wearing tier. It works, obviously, but it definitely doesn't get up to acceptable attire. It's definitely not very good what they're wearing. After this, we got João of Portugal. Now, the thing about João is his drip isn't necessarily exquisite. He has an Elder Scroll sitting on his right shoulder. He also has a fur thing, again, kind of like Koopa, the whole airport sleep thing that you can buy at one of those airports that you can go to sleep on in the plane. And he's definitely a nice, well-endowed gentleman in the belly button area. And he's got a decent beard. His cap kind of looks weird, honestly. Definitely looks like a fedora level of I'm not wearing that at all, but everything else makes up for it, and he's definitely getting the dripped out tier. And that's pretty much going to be my Civ 6 drip tier list. Again, if you did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe. Helps out the channel a ton. Let me know down below how you would rank some of these leaders. And without further ado, I'll see you all next time. Peace.